And I would like to welcome Maksut Aşkar and Damla Kürklü to present their new platform called KOKEN. And I'll give a short background information before they get on. Damla is the creative director and owner, founder of a holistic platform, wellness platform called Be People. But alongside this, she is a very, very successful entrepreneur, very strong woman, inspiring all of us along the journey. And she's also owning a publishing agency. Maksut is also one of the most respected and revolutionary chefs living in Turkey. I'm super proud to be welcoming them today. And they're gonna talk about their new project, which is inspired by the term source, emphasizing the crucial importance of the pure and natural resources. Food is one of the main pillars of what Turkish culture thrives, and Maksut has been very successfully reflecting this vision on his work at Neolocal. But with this new project, I think they will be getting to the core of the things, and they'll be telling more. I know, I guess, I hope. So, stage is yours. Welcome again.
Let's hope all together. Hi.
Welcome
Hi.
again.
Thank you very much, Anna.
You are in a wonderful place. Cheers.
Yeah, I'm in Bodrum. Yeah, cheers to all. Thank you, Lee, Philip, and Anil, having this opportunity to talk about Be People and KOKEN in this beautiful platform and organization. Hi, Maksut. I didn't see you for a while.
Hi, Damla. Yes, we talked a lot, but
yeah, but it's really very hard for me to see you as well. Before we go further, I just want to give you a little brief about what is Be People and KOKEN. Actually, we founded Be People. It's a platform. Why I cannot move my slide? Yeah, okay. It's a platform we just founded before pandemic.
Sorry to interrupt, Damla. We're having a new issue, which is across all the Zoom. It's not our fault. If you just want to share your screen, just before you share your screen, open your presentation and leave it open, and then press share your screen, and then you can select.
Do that one.
Yes, so just stop sharing.
Okay.
And now open your presentation first. And once it's open, then try sharing. Sorry,
it was open before sharing, but let me try again.
And then after you press the green button, you should be able to see a little thumbnail of your presentation. So just select it and then press OK.
Let me try again. If not, do I send it to Anil?
Sure. So you can also send it right away.
Yeah.
Do you see it right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can see it. So if you just start, perfect. Sorry to interrupt. It's obviously an update that is affecting everyone.
Don't worry. So Be People is a platform we founded before pandemic, and we want to bring people, all the people, the products, and everything that that will support our lives to become our better selves. Because what we believe is, we are all reflecting what we are living inside. So if we can heal ourselves, we can heal the world. That's the hope that we have. And so we strongly believe that we can live in a better world, but we have to start by knowing ourselves better. So luckily we have a very big, and there's a very big community that's called Healthy Believers that support this idea and that live their lives in that way. And also I just wanted to add this slide because I know most of the people who attend this beautiful forum comes from a background from retail and textile, having their own brands. But I think it's very critical that, you know, the real customers really want to buy from companies who stand for something bigger than the profits. They want to believe the idea. They want to believe what they stand out for. So I think we are feeling really very lucky that we share our own, you know, the vision of store or market, that we can share the same idea and same belief with these people. B People has a store and a market. I call it market because you will see in the next slide. In this store, we try to collect all the products that, you know, support our lives. I cannot say them they're all organic or sustainable because, you know, every day we're learning. We're learning from each other. We're learning from new technology. We're learning from the world, the, you know, the future, the next, and everything. We are just trying to collect everything which is both fashionable and thoughtful, and which can support our lives. We love fashion, but we don't believe in fast fashion anymore. I think we should all have to slow down a bit and then live more timeless, with timeless products, timeless selections that we can consume in many years. And also in the market, we try to collect all the products that will have not, you know, they're clean, without GDO, without pesticide and dairies, etc. So Maksut is a very, very old friend of mine, and we were talking about what we can do to, to a better product to make this, product more reachable, conscious. And then Maksut said, we should go with a product line because, we all believe in this, and we should, try to help people who try to have this vision to consume in their lives, in their daily, daily lives, in their meals and everything. So KOKEN has born. I also want to, ask Maksut to share his vision about KOKEN, because it's mostly also his vision. We want to, have the pure products to, heal ourselves, to support the nature and everything. Please go, Maksut, and tell us and share about your journey and your approach, your vision about KOKEN.
Thank you, Damla. Hello, everyone. I just want to introduce myself shortly. My name is Maksut Aşkar. I do have a restaurant named Neolocal. You may understand that from its name. Actually, we do new takes on local traditions, local cuisine within Anatolian borders. The idea of Neolocal actually is, before I take it up to KOKEN, trying to sustain traditions so that it can meet the needs of today and be accepted in the future. Actually, what we do is basically, the way we do it is taking us to a sustainable future in terms of our culinary heritage. The idea of KOKEN was also an answer to one of the questions or one of the barriers that we have seen throughout our journey in Neolocal. Because in order for you to get to preserve your traditions, you need to get to understand, and you need to get to touch the soil the way you remember in your childhood memories. Given this situation, we need to respect the people who are still using old traditional methods, respecting the Mother Earth, what Mother Earth gives them, trying to understand the cycles of the earth, trying to understand the seasons and the changing of the seasons within the so-called global warming. So we needed to do something to appraise those kind of producers and the products that are almost extinct, or actually almost not in the market, just because of the understanding is changing today for the future. So what we know as today is totally changing into a different era, we believe, especially in culinary culture globally. So KOKEN was born in terms of that. And I would like to tell you what exactly KOKEN is and what it is going to do. First of all, KOKEN is a brand, which means roots in English. Also kitchen in Nordic countries. So, but of course, we based our brand under our roots because we try to understand our roots and try to bring it to today's needs. What we do is actually maybe not, maybe it doesn't look different than the other brands, but when it goes deeper, it is a totally deep understanding within thinking of creating a product that would be a limited edition, which is seeking for the seasonality and seeking for the produce that we change it into KOKEN, appraising the producers, appraising their understanding of what Mother Nature gives them and how they can share this philosophy of collaborating with Mother Nature. And all we can do is taking those products, turning it into a product that would help people of today understand the importance of carrying out the traditions to today so that it can survive in the future. KOKEN is not a company, not a brand that will be a business smart, as I say, because it will only be sold in bpeople.co and it will be only limited numbers, maybe 30 of one product or 120 of another. But the idea in here is when you are buying the product with the QR code given in the packaging, you will directly be going to where this product comes from, who is this producer, how they do good, fair, and just production, taking care of their own heirloom soil, heirloom produce, heirloom seeds. And also, if you can communicate with them, just passing the barrier of KOKEN, because we just try to become a bridge between the producer, the product, and the end consumer. So we are not trying to create a big wall so that you can only see KOKEN, but no, hey, we are just trying to appraise the producers so that they encourage themselves to better themselves, not to stop using heirloom seeds, but GMOs or using the easy way, pesticides or whatever, so that they can gain more products and more profit. No, actually, we just try to support them to tell everyone, hey, what they are doing is really important, and we need to somehow learn a way to communicate between each other. So within given this information, actually KOKEN is a bridge to communicate with each other. This is how we understand from KOKEN, and this is how we built it up actually.
Actually,
yes,
before, yeah, thank you, Maksut. You put it in a really very good way. While we were talking with Anil about this, day and all the content, etc., what can be discussed as well, we always end in that, when we look in the future and when we are redefining everything after this pandemic, both, the future of consuming, the future of retail and everything, we all agree that, we have to support local, authentic producers in every field. that's how we can evolve, because we cannot be a part of this crazy madness of consumption. We have to support all the people that living around us, trying to produce and trying to survive with this production. It is really very, very important for us. And as Maksut says, he's just following up all the I'm very excited because this is the first time we're talking about KOKEN in publicly. It's a very, very baby brand, but Maksut collected really very, very special fermented products from small producers. And we are also talking with Heirloom organization. They're just trying to support women who produce with real heirlooms. I think there's a very interesting story for the ones who are living abroad or foreigners in this platform. There's a tradition in Turkey that while ages ago, when you get married, your parents prepare a marriage box for you, and they were putting real heirlooms to that box. And it is really very precious and important that we can still find those heirlooms from as being coming to today, and passed by from decades. And we are just following the roots. It's a very big learning also for Maksut and us, following this path, supporting those people. And I don't know what will happen next. We are not up to what did you say, Maksut, as a smart business managing? I didn't.
Smart business model, let's say.
Yeah, it's not a smart business model maybe, but we put our heart in this brand, and Maksut is creating really very, very creative, very, from this real source products, and I really appreciate that. Maksut, what do you think that, because always I just want to, finalize my speech in this ask, because we're always thinking, talking about, fast fashion. We're also, I think, the climate change my mother was talking about today, and most of the documentaries say that if we change how we eat and how we treat ourselves, we can change the world. So what do you think, and when it comes to food and when it comes to consumption of food, as a very brilliant international chef, what do you think about that?
Well, there is a lot to talk about, actually. I think it will be a subject to another talk, most probably. But to just give a little hint about it, we are living in today. And what we have seen in the past is also helping us design our future today. Simply put, we are going into a different era in the future, and we need to make ourselves ready for what is to come in the future. And in order for us to be able to carry out healthy in terms of physical and mental body, we need to somehow bring this memories from the past to the future. In that terms, KOKEN is not a brand to show you what to do or how to do it, but KOKEN is a brand that will give you an inspiration of what might be done and what might be the ideas behind it. And to do so, we just all we need is to create this fair, open source communication between the producers and the consumers, so that we just can kill the barriers of capitalist system that puts a wall between the producers and the consumers. Simply, I think KOKEN is a philosophy and an idea other than being a brand that would help a lot, especially the young generation, to create a new way for them in the future. They can only do it today, and by today, if we have this power to create such a brand, then we need to show them a better way or a different vision or different angle, so that they can put up their ideas and create way better brands that would link each other's as a bridge. I think it was as clear and short as clear as it could be.
Yeah, and thank you
And
very much for all the people who attend this event today. They're just listening, everybody from just like from noon. I am so happy that I could have this chance to share with all you guys. Thank you. Do you want to add something, Maksut?
thank you so much.
Yeah,
No,
thank
I
you.
just would love to thank everyone joining, and I'm super happy to be a part of this beautiful forum, and have a good rest of the day and the future.
Yeah, and when you will be in Istanbul, please stop by in Neolocal and taste this amazing, crazy, menu.
We will.
Well,
Thank you very
if
much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for this amazing conversation. And it was really interesting to have these insights from Maksut and from Damla. And the food is really nothing but nothing about food. I mean, it's so big world, such a big world, and it's great opportunity to listen all of these insights from Maksut. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ciao. And now we're going to get on to our next guest speaker, who is one of the first fashion bloggers in Turkey, and then one of the most successful influencers. And then she decided to make a career switch, and she opened her own boutique called Bay, really successful, really tasty one. And it was a menswear shop actually. And then she founded her own women's wear label called Freya. And now, after 10 years of experience in the fashion business, in 2020, she founded Lokal Hareket and Lokal Mağaza. It's like it can be translated as local store, which support local brands. And it's a platform to influence her followers and attention onto the local and circular economy instead of the fast fashion or consumers approach. She's a supporter of slow living, and she's a true environmentalist. I'd like to welcome Neil.
Hi, thank you. Thank you so much, Anna.
He's here. Thank you.
Hi. First of all, I too want to thank you for including me to this lineup of inspirational people who gives out hope, and thank you for holding a space for our stories. So I will tell my story now. So my name is Nil. I started blogging about my personal style on 2009. Little did I know it was the beginning of a new era. I was studying cinema at that time, and I've always been expressing myself through my clothes. So blogging about it felt like a creative outlet. Looking back now, I feel that fashion blogging started as a rebellion, as a revolution against mass media. Us ordinary people started to have a say on fashion, on beauty, on design, and on how to get dressed, unrelated to what the billboards or magazines insinuate. Being a single ordinary girl, having an influence on thousands of people without the support of mass media, neither the big corporations nor the fashion media were expecting this. They were so used to designating the trends, how-tos, who we will look up to. They were blindsided by the youth of that time. And it wasn't a planned move, but it shook up the entire system. The consumer had a real voice. The years have passed. I gained followers as I gained experience in the field, worked my way starting as assistants to stylists, art directors, buyers, managers, while I was building an online business for myself. I traveled to all fashion capitals, attended fashion weeks, fairs, runways, shows, press events, met celebrities, worked with global brands, creating content for 10 full years. Just as mass media didn't expect my impact on consumers, I didn't realize that mass media was subtly taking over our effort of being individual voices as bloggers. They started to implement themselves into our world, and I wasn't thinking about the danger of it at that time. I was only operating. I also founded my own menswear shop that branched out to Amsterdam, a women's wear label, and I'm a mother to a 4-year-old. And like most of us, I first had a break from all of this once the pandemic hit and when we were quarantined. And I felt an immense liberation by staying at home and do nothing, not knowing, not wasting, not trying to fill up my time and space felt so peaceful to me. Apart from the horror of the situation, I felt good. I should have been stressed, but I was feeling the opposite. So I started to evaluate myself, maybe for the first time in 10 years, and I tried to address what felt wrong for the very long time. And I had this pressure on my chest that I couldn't verbalize while I was doing my job, which is being an influencer and having a clothing business. And I had an epiphany just by stopping and observing my environment instead of doing and trying to set an example. I had a power over people telling them what they should buy. I realized what I do matters, what I don't do matters, what I say matters, and what I don't say matters. And that's how Lokal Hareket started. I realized in the early lockdown times, everyone was coping with this external issue by trying to fill up their schedule, by throwing money around like mad, resisting to concentrate on their inner issues and fixated on fixing the surroundings and the looks of it. And I just wanted to say, stop. Stop acting as if everything is normal. Stop acting as if you're going to cure all your anxiety, your trauma by buying every little thing us influencers are discovering. All the things influencers now are promoting, the things they didn't pay for anyway. The way it started was very naive, was very real.
Bir saniye hayatım, bir dakika.
Back in the beginning of 2010s, we were talking about the actual stuff we paid for. After the brands got involved and started to use the consumer themselves to sell more, the scenery changed. It has escalated from recommending the product of the month to the product of the week, then to the product of the day, and now it is the product of the hour, if not the minute. The consumerism got faster and faster, and now it's beyond any of us can handle. So buying stuff, I know it is a thrill. I've been there. It makes you feel good and happy, makes you forget about your daily struggles for a minute or two. So that rush has become addictive. And the online shopping, it's like magic. You just click on a picture and it shows up on your doorstep. Our grandparents would be amazed. But talking about our grandmothers, I don't think they were walking around naked because they didn't have this option. I don't think they were richer than us just because they would spend more on a sweater or a coat that they will wear for the next 30 years. They weren't looking presentable and fresh because of all the new clothing, new face creams they buy weekly or monthly. This consumerism balloon we're living in for the last decade didn't exist back then, and the world was better for it. People were still getting dressed, still had hydrated skins, and didn't feel the necessity to eat something that is not produced locally. We are not living better than them, not mentally, not physically. The air and the water were cleaner because there weren't any fast fashion factories to begin with. We have all these amazing technologies, but fail to use them for the greater benefits. We think to achieve something faster and cheaper, wrapped up in an unnecessary packaging, is progress. No, it is an illusion to distract us from the deeper issues. We have an amazing power that we are not aware of. When you realize your own power and influence, it has a mind-blowing effect on you. You, by yourself, have the power to change the world just by focusing on your local environment. And here in Turkey, we have all the options we need to think and act more consciously. It is in our culture to produce and to consume responsibly. I've grown up with these ideas to use the water efficiently, not to waste food, to take good care of my clothing. But for the last decade, these teachings have been labeled as old-fashioned or inadequate. But when I started to live slowly and consciously with these teachings, I felt better. I didn't feel any need to buy or have something to feel good. And I didn't feel I was missing out on something because I don't have that thing everyone is talking about. And just to see people influencing each other to buy more made me feel bad. And I decided to start talking about it. I recommended documentaries for people to learn about the processes of fast fashion, meat consumption, how shopping locally can make a difference on my Instagram page. And I wanted people to realize their money, where they choose to spend it, has an effect on the world. It is an investment we all do daily. And the solution I came up with was not just telling people to get conscious, but to show them how to do it. So I started another Instagram page, ironically enough, to capture the attention of the people who want and seek validation to consume. Therefore, Lokal Hareket Instagram page was born. I thought this shopping addiction was not going to slow down anytime soon. At least people should support local brands. It was a platform, a collective of all the local brands and producers I know of that people can shop from. The idea was loved, and I think a lot of local brands benefit from it, as well as the consumers who want to get conscious but don't know where to begin. Later on, with these selected, slowly made, sustainable brands, I opened another shop to introduce these local brands who can't afford to have a store of their own to customers looking for these options. This was the first step, but still, there were a lot to do to change the habit of shopping. The people should be informed about not just where to shop from, but they needed to be reminded, why do they shop in the first place? Do they know the reason behind their purchase? Are they aware of the process of that item being made? Do they know who made it, how it will impact the environment? I wanted people to have this habit of asking these questions before purchasing any little thing. And that became our manifesto. I wrote 7 questions and made a list. I printed out on our store cashier and on the front page of our online shop so that anyone who's visiting can read these questions and consider before buying something from our store. But it wasn't enough. I designed signs for every brand in the store where people can have ideas about that brand while shopping. It shows the qualifications of the brand, where it is made in, and who the owner is. We are a small team and a small business, and I encourage my teammates to question our customers' intention while they are asking for our opinions. Questions like, do you need something like this? Where would you think you would wear this? Like, these inquiries make people question their intentions, and I believe that make them bond with us in a better way. We don't promote flash sales or join shopping events to introduce our brands. Instead, we educate our customers, give them legitimate reasons before buying anything, and ask them to support us only if we have something they needed. We inspect our brand's production processes and make research if they provide ethical working conditions. Apart from the retail aspect of this project, I liked my influence on people better while I'm educating myself about being conscious in every aspect of my life. So I partnered with a close friend of mine, Amber Özgül, to make Lokal Harekets a platform to talk about our journey of learning and being better local consumers and habitants of the planet. We envisioned this platform to be a place where anyone coming with any interest can find something that will make them a better human being. We want to fulfill people with small suggestions that would educate them about their impact on the world. And we wanted to do this by asking, talking, having conversations with the local people themselves. Small business owners, parents, no waste supporters, scientists, producers, nutritionists, but also everyday people like us. On this digital age, there is a flood of information about every subject there is, and it is important to acquire a personal filter. Otherwise, we can be overwhelmed by such important information and choose to ignore them completely or be super conscious and have eco anxiety. And to get a personal filter on conscious living starts by correcting our daily habits without making it a pressure on ourselves. Things that we can do realistically, like shopping from a small business, reducing online shopping habits, not using plastic and switching to alternatives. We won't be doing everything right all together at once, but we are all together on this journey and we all have wisdom to share. Just by asking ourselves basic questions and by willing to heal ourselves first, the world can start healing too. So thank you for listening.
Here, here. That was amazing.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
Nil, I'm speechless. I'm speechless. It was so strong, so to the point. I'm really impressed by your commitment and devotion to your cause, and I really appreciate that you're leveraging your platform, your voice, into better action. Thank you so much for joining us. It was such a pleasure.
It
to
was
be
a
with
pleasure
you
for me
today.
too. Thank you
I'm
so
so
much.
impressed. Thank you so much.
Have a good one.